Hi, welcome everyone. So welcome to the sixth session of our Focus Talk series. So I'm very glad to welcome Sara Sadik, artist from Marseille, talking together with Céline Kopp, who is director of Triangle in Marseille. So I'm Adeline Blanchard, responsible for visual arts at Institut Français. And so this talk is taking place within our talk series in our Focus program. Focus, as I say every time, is a program by Institut Français inviting curators and institutions, directors from all over the world to come to France and to discover the French art scene. And this time, due to the COVID situation, we decided to do a series of talks online. So Sara, I will start first with you. I will introduce you. So you graduated from École des Beaux-Arts in Bordeaux in 2018, so very recently. Your work has been presented in various group exhibitions in Zurich, in New York at the University Columbia, at Galerie Édouard Manet in Gennevilliers, in Galerie Crève-Cœur in Paris. You also have presented performances at Palais de Tokyo in the festival du Distur, and also at the festival Parallèle at Friche Belle de Mai. You presented also works in Rotterdam and Mono and at Schinkel Pavillon in Berlin. So you draw inspirations from what you call beurre corps, the French working class youth culture for the Maghrebi diaspora. So your work is a mix of video, performance, installation, and photography, questioning corps representation through references linked to music, language, fashion, as well as social networks and science fiction. You explore and document social and aesthetic symbols in fictive narratives in which you often feature. So it's based on semiological, sociological analysis of the beurness, and you play with social cliches, with social mythologies, deconstructing them and re-injecting them into anticipation narratives. So you are presented right now at Friche Belle de Mai in Marseille, but you are also part of Manifesta 13. And so we will start this conversation today with Céline Kopp, director of Triangle. And Céline, I pass you on the word, and I would like to ask you to present briefly Triangle.
Hi, thank you so much, Adeline, for the invitation and to the French Institute. Well, hi, everybody, and thank you for being here with us. Yes, I'm going to introduce a little bit Triangle, which is a very, very particular model, which made me come to Marseille, actually. I came for that, and it's been now 8 years. Triangle is what you would call a Kunsthalle model. So it's a non-profit, a non-collecting non-profit. And it has the specificity to be, it has a DNA of an artisan space. Triangle, maybe you know the network. Do you hear me okay? Yes. Yes. Okay. Because I'm in a hotel room in Paris. So yes, what was I saying? Yes, you might have heard of the network. So the Triangle initiative was started in the 80s in upstate New York by an artist and a collector, Robert Loader and Anthony Caro, with the idea that artists learn from each other. So that is really like at the core of what we do still now. maybe to fast forward a little bit, all of the partner, the triangle partner are not linked by, let's say, like a mother organization. We're all very much independent. And what's very interesting to me is that we, let's say, how can I put this? We are grassroots organizations that are all of them born from a need in a specific context that ends up like sharing a kind of like ethical ground with the network, which is artists learn from each other, which is transnational contact, and also like the artist at the heart of the organization. So in Marseille, I'm going to show a few images. That one. Let's see. What do I do to share again? I forgot.
It's below the green bottom, share screen.
Yeah, I'm on it. Okay.
Great.
So does it work now?
Yes, very well.
Okay, so that's our founder. He's an artist. He's an English painter. His name is Alan William. What you see behind is what Adeline called Friche Label de Mai, because she said earlier that like Sarah was showing a piece in La Friche Label de Mai. Well, La Friche Label de Mai is where we're at as a Kunsthalle. And La Friche was a former tobacco factory. It's at the very heart of Marseille, right next to the train station. And like at the beginning of the 90s, the city gave it to artists. So we, with others, created the activity, like the Kunsthalle activity. And if you compare it to other art centers in France, like our particularity is that we have studios. So we accompany artists all year long through residencies, like artists coming from elsewhere. And also, so that is how it looks like today. So it's changed a lot. And this is the network. So it looks very scary right now, but it's not colonial anyway. I'm just going to put like a few images very fast. I'm not going to comment them. It's just for you to like get a sense of like energy of what we do. So we do exhibitions in the gallery that we created in '97, and we also still do residencies. So the residency, like I said, we welcome people from elsewhere. That's our studio spaces. Like the studios are about like 750 square meters, really dedicated to experimentation, production, and we also don't necessarily do, the exhibitions aren't necessarily linked to the residency program. We do help artists to get a network, like in France, to get towards their first big solo show. And we also produce work, we help fundraise, and then sometimes works that we produce after being shown elsewhere end up in our exhibitions. Now, we're gonna talk with Sarah because this is why we're here. Sarah is an artist we've been working with since, when was it, Sarah? 2018. Yeah, we met, it's quite a great story actually. We met like through an exhibition project that was organized with an artist, Benjamin Valenza. Here she is. She was a student at the time, and so she came to work with us like through that kind of program, and then decided to move to Marseille and to apply to our residency program. So she did like the normal residency, the open call one, and then after that, since she had moved to Marseille, she applied for the city studio. Because what I haven't said is that we also accompany, curatorially and professionally speaking, 14 artists who have been selected by an independent jury of professional to be allocated studio spaces in the city of Marseille. So basically, we've been working with Sarah for years now, and it's quite a big year. Okay, so now maybe I'm gonna show the exhibition where I have on right now so that you see her work. Here you go. So this is what we have on right now. We, like I said, we accompany artists who work in the municipal studio, 14 of them. And for Manifesta, it was very obvious to us that we wanted to show how amazing the local art scene is actually. And we did an exhibition that is called Sur Pierre Brûlante. We're two curators, myself and Marie de Goljac, with the starting point of like wanting to show all of these artists who have nothing to do with each other in terms of practice. So the base concept was to say they're a community and they share a common space that is this incredible city that we're in contact with, that we breathe the tourism, its difficulties, its incredible energy, and let's talk about that shared space through their works. And this is to finish the installation that Sara has on right now in our exhibition. So that's where I'm transitioning. So it's a piece, it's a video piece and an installation, as you can see, that Sara did following a workshop with teenagers from a neighborhood that is in the north part of the city, that is, we could say in English, like what you call a project in terms of urban development. So with a lot of people coming from the different diasporas. And I guess, Sara, I'm gonna let you speak about that. Maybe you can also like speak about your, where you come from, what happened to you like before coming to Marseille, like your background in general.
Thank you, Céline. Just before, one word, could you unshare your screen so that
Yes.
Sara can share pictures with us?
Yes. Okay.
Great. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. So I'm gonna do like a micro introduction. So as Adeline said, I'm from Bordeaux and I went to the fine art school and I graduated from there. And then after my graduation, I went to Marseille. So as you will see after, my work is really like based on Marseille and Marseille people, but it's pretty universal also. So you will see. So I'm gonna share my screen. Up. Okay. Okay. Do you see everything?
Yeah, perfect.
So yeah, I'm gonna talk about La Chrysocheque. So this is the name of the video that is being shown right now at Triangle Astéride for the Sur Pierre Brûlante exhibition. And so as Céline said, it was a short film that I made during a workshop with a group of 8 teenagers from La Busserine neighborhood. So this is, you already see it. And this is another installation picture from Dada Marrakech. So this is La Busserine. I wanted to show you what it is so you can like figure out. And so this is like a housing project and is in northern neighborhood of Marseille. And this is a neighborhood unfortunately known for delinquents, crime and drug dealing. So this is like very poor people that live there. And the only coverage that this neighborhood has is this type of subject. So as I said, drug dealing and crime and other things related to gang. And when I got invited to work with teenagers from the social center of La Busserine, I wanted to reuse, like the first thing was, okay, I want to do like a short film, a video, and I want to talk about like an ovni sighting and about like alien, like the big word alien, arriving in the neighborhood and them doing like a documentation of this. So what we did was like, we used the, okay, first of all, we did like this, I came with like a form. So the story is like co-writing, me and them. And I just had like, okay, this is, we are going to talk about OVNI. We are going to talk about alien. Everything is gonna happen in your neighborhood, so you have to choose where you want to shoot. And so I did like this form, and we work all together to, I wanted to say please them, but it's more like, okay, the thing is that you are going to tell your own story. So I don't know your story. So for that, I need you to give me like elements of where you live, what you're eating, what you're drinking, where do you spend most of your time, where do you play football? Okay, I want to know your neighborhood more. And so we can highlight it and put it like in the greatest like image of what it is actually. So, up. Okay, so this is the form. This is stills from the video. So as you can see, this is like the base is like TV news. So this is like one of the teenager. Each one of them has his own role in the movie. So at first I was really scared because I was like, maybe they don't want to act, or maybe they don't want to show themselves. And actually it's like, it happened in 5 minutes. They were like, I want to be an alien. I want to be the TV reporter. I want to be a witness. I want to be, and so each one of them has his own role in the movie. So this piece is really like a collaboration between me and them. It's really like a collaboration with like what it means. So this is some still, so you can see the TV news aesthetic, and then this is when the OVNI arrive in the neighborhood. These are the aliens. So what they're wearing is like the jersey from their own handball team from the neighborhood. And this is like still from like one of the witnesses showing the videos. And this is backstage of the film. The thing is that this is a really, really low budget film, like a really low budget film. So we shoot with my own camera, which is like a pretty shitty camera. And so we did like this green screen in the social center. And I just wanted to show them what we can do with green screen, because green screen was like a huge thing that I used in my video, since I wanted to create environment and places that I didn't live in. So I wanted to show them what we can do with green screen, where it can, like you can go anywhere you want with this. So there's like those two sides of shooting. So the green screen in the social center, and then their neighborhood. So this is like their neighborhood, and they were like, okay, I want to shoot like at the bottom of my own building. I want to shoot on the soccer field of a neighborhood. I want to shoot, and they just choose where they want to shoot the film. And also they created their own props. So for example, in the story, this is like the alien are mean in the beginning. So they are poisoning them. And so they created this drink, which is inspired by Capri-Sun drink. I don't know if you know what it is, but it's like pouch, like it's like, I won't say juice, but it's more water and sugar and artificial coloring. But this is like a drink that a lot of Marseille people drink. And so when you're walking by the street, there's all those pouches like on the floor like this. So they wanted to use this famous drink in Marseille and make their own. So this is like the Wacroy and Croy Wac. And also they choose what the spaceships look like. So this is like an handball ball. And so yeah, this is some stills. Also, as you will see in the other project, there's like a youth thing in my work, is that I'm reusing the social media aesthetic and how teenagers use social media. So the beginning of the story is there are videos shared on WhatsApp, Snapchat, Instagram, Periscope, and this is like paranormal activities showing in the neighborhood. So this is like the beginning of the story. And yeah, the thing is that there is those things happening in the neighborhood, and they are the first one, like I'm trying to explain it, but I really wanted to reverse the role between like the media and inhabitants. So the domination thing between media coming in an area and choosing witnesses that that are gonna say what the media want them to say and how they are telling a story in their own way. And the thing in this movie was really to say, okay, there's something happening in your neighborhood and you're the only one that can like tell what is happening. So you are telling your own story. This is like the more important thing in this short film. And also the social media are doing like a major sequence in the short film. I think this is my favorite one because this is a party. So in the film is like the welcoming party for the aliens. And the thing is that they were throwing a party at the end. So the workshop lasts like 1 week. So we did like 2 days of writing, 3 days of shooting, 2 days for the sound, and then it was done. And so it was really quick, but I'm really proud of it. And so at the end of the workshop, one of the teenage girls had a birthday party, and this group, they were already like a friend group. This was really, really important at the beginning. They were friends all together. They were a group. They even had a name called Black White, because I was like, why white? Because there is no white in your group. And they were, yes, see, Bilal is white, Bilal is Algerian. So it was really like interesting how they viewed them, contrasting with what is white to me. Huge subject, we can talk about it for like...
No, but maybe Sarah, we need to say one thing though, is that like, so we're French, you're French, and yeah. I mean, that's a subject that is like all over the art world and the world like all together right now. That is like questions of diversity and of like bias in like all systems of societies. And in France, like there's a specific system that is like since the revolution, that is the idea of like universality. And the thing is like through schools, well, whatever happened is that like we can just state the obvious, is that the art world in France is very white. The art schools are very white, the professorship is very white, and stories that are being told in the neighborhoods that you're showing us right now were never part of the art world. I mean, as far as I can speak, as far as my personal situated experience, and that's not something that was really like around you in terms even of like critical discourse in art school in France. Like, I guess like people didn't show you, oh, look at like the Chicano art community in LA, like taking on the media stereotype and like working on that and like reversing like the image of like gang activity and all that. So this is also why I just want to stress that out, like to our audience this morning. It's like this is a very new work that we're seeing in France, also because of the language of it. You're not coming on it through like a sort of outside fakely elevated point of view. You're using the vocabulary of that use, your vocabulary, and you're showing that even though the other people, like you said, might not understand all of it. So it is in that sense very important. Whenever like I encountered your work like years ago, that was like the striking thing to me, is that it was like unapologetic in a very necessary way. So sorry for the little...
No, thank you.
But
I don't want to be the one who said this, because
yes, that's why I'm here.
With all the routine that I have, yeah, I think you're right. So thank you for saying it. Yeah, the thing is that I'm working on my own culture, and I'm working on the culture of those teenagers. I'm working on the culture of like the young working class. At the beginning, it was more focused on the Maghrebi diaspora, since I'm from the Maghrebi diaspora. from both my parents, and then I enlarge it to like only like working class community, but you will see. But the thing is that, yeah, I'm from this culture, this is my culture, I came from working class, from a poor background. Me being an artist right now is really like hazardous, I would say. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, this is not, I wasn't meant to be here where I am right now. So in all my work, I have like this, like I'm being authentic with myself. So all the aesthetic, all the languages used, all the people in it, everything is real. So yeah, there's a lot of slang in my work. There's a lot of, it's a bit of documentaries, but with fiction. Yeah, you will see. So I'm going back to this scene because this is like a really important for me. So there was this teenage girl that had a birthday, and as I said, the group were called Black White, and they were throwing like parties for like birthday parties, and they were like event planners. So it was really fun, and so they invited me to this party. So I came with my camera, and so in the film, it's like the alien welcoming party, but this was like a real party that they throw, and everything was real. And so I'm really happy that this is in the movie. This is like the realest part of the film. So yeah, I think this is like the last yeah. So this project is like from 2019, so 1 year ago. And it's a major project in my work because this was the first time that I work and collaborate with teenagers. And it opened me to what my work is right now. So after this project, I was like, okay, this is the thing I want to do in Marseille. Because Marseille, there's like, I would say like a lack of thing proposed to them, to this kind of those teenagers. So I was like, okay, I make art. I want to make art with them, and not in like a social thing, but more like we're gonna make like art together, and we're gonna be like in exhibition, and we're gonna be like in a public collection, and we're gonna be. This is like we're gonna do like a real like art together. So I was like, okay, I want to work with teenagers, and the main topic that I wanted to work on was love among teenagers, and I wanted to focus on boys. So I started like a huge project called Halal Academy. Halal is an Arabic word. At the beginning, it means a religious wedding, so Islamic one. And then in France, it's a word that we use for just saying like my husband, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my love, my... So yeah, this is the name of the project called Halal Academy. It's a 4-part project. So the focus, I want to focus on the project I did for Manifesta, but just to introduce this one, I'm gonna talk about the first part of this huge project called Tu dors la miss. So the translation is you pissing me off, girl. Deh is a word mainly used in Marseille, so this is like a typical word from Marseille among the younger, the teenagers. So it was a performance that I did at the Friche Label de Mai, and this is like installation view of the video that followed the performance. It's at Crève-Cœur for the exhibition Intérieur Pluie. So this is some still of the performance. I will just introduce it quickly. So the thing is that these are 2 teenagers that I encountered in the streets, and I only work with teenagers that are not like from theater, artistic domain. They are not actors. They are just themselves. So I met those 2 teenagers in the street, and I talked about them, about the performance I wanted to make. And okay, so the blue Goku one, the story is that, so he's 15, and he got his heart break by a girl, and so now he's like a total piece of shit. He's sad, he's crying every time, and we're gonna follow him throughout his reconstruction. So he will pass by different phases. So for the phases, it's the same as grieving. So it's like you're like heartbreak. You don't believe in it, and then you become like angry, and then you become really sad, and then we follow all his reconstruction. So it's like sentimental rehabilitation, if you will. So there's like all the phases, and the yellow one is like the teacher that is going to follow him during this reconstruction, who is going to help him during this reconstruction. So you have to regain confidence in love, in girls, and mostly in himself after being so broken. And yeah, so this was like the first part of this project. This is like still from the video that we did after the performance. So as you can see, there's again these videos from social media, and also 3D animation, because my work, there's a lot of 3D animation in my work. I always bring like different type of images, so like raw one, and then also 3D animation, synthetic images, videos from Snapchat, fun videos, a lot of different things. But I'm just going to show you one video during this visit, but all the video are in Vimeo. So if you are interested in one, we can send you all the links that you want.
Sarah, I think maybe because you said that, of course, but maybe to make sure that it was very clearly explained.
Yeah.
The Harlel Academy, maybe say again that it's like a project that is like a year-long research project that takes different kind of formats. So like we just saw a first performance that we did with Triangle and a Festival Parallel, which is a performance festival in La Friche. But then you keep following and questioning those characters and the construction of their masculinities through the different projects that you're going to show.
Yeah, the thing is that, so as I said, the main subject was love, but teenage love is like a really famous subject. My focus was like, what is love to a young teenager man from working class, and what is love to him? And so there is different type of love. So the love between like one guy and a girl, the huge love between this guy and his mother, for example, and also the love between like guys together. I'm talking about friendships, romance. And so this huge project, there's like four projects. So there's like performances, installation, videos, music. So it's like different form, but also different process of working. The thing is that for each project, there's new teenager that I work with for a long period of time. And I'm in contact with each one of them, because it's like a huge process. And also it's not like I'm coming, talk to me about your feelings. Oh, okay, bye, the project is done. No, it's like, for me, it's like more than just making a project. It's like really creating like confidence, and so they can trust me and talk to me and be like really like vulnerable. The thing is that every teenager is different, and of course, and so for me it was like, okay, I'm gonna use different type of process, so each one of them can tell his own story, can be as vulnerable as he wants to, can like, everyone has his own story, his own feeling, his own like, they are all different. And so I created different type of process. So for example, for this performance, it was, okay, I'm gonna write the performance. like I am a teenage boy that got broken. So I did a lot of research on internet, on how guys are recovering, on what are typical sentences that they say, what are poems that they write talking about this. There's like a huge archives on internet of citation that they write or that they share, images, a lot of things. So I wrote this performance, so it's like a monologue. And then I came to this teenager that I met in the studio, and I was like, okay, so here's what I write. Maybe I'm just like completely wrong on everything. So I just want you to tell me what do you think about it? Like, is it something you feel? Is it something you would have said? Is it something like, and he was like, yeah, this is like, I can say this, and this is how I feel. This is what I think. And I think that me writing this allows him to talk about what he's feeling. It was like to facilitate how we talk about love, you know. And then for the project that I'm going to show you, it was completely different thing because everything is like, nothing is scripted. Everything is like 100% live, 100% live. We shoot the film for 3 days with all the cameras on every time, and it's just like the editing that created the film, but everything was shot all time. And the thing was like, okay, they're gonna give me whatever they want to. If they don't want to tell me anything, I have to work with this. I'm not gonna like push them to say what they think, what they feel, because it's really complicated for them to talk about feelings, because there's like this expression that I like called affective desert, and it's really typical to those type of boys, those guys that live like in a social housing society project, like in really poor neighborhood, they are always first of all, there's like this huge cliche on them, which is that they are violent, sauvage, really like all of them are delinquent, all the bad things you can think of. This is something that they put on them in France. I'm talking about France. And on top of this, on top of all those like stereotypes that they are being like see as, because of the French society, French medias and everything, they think like, we don't let them express themselves. We don't let them being vulnerable, fragile, sensitive. This is like all those type of emotions and feelings that are linked to vulnerability. We don't allow them to show, to say, to be. And so when I came to do project with them, of course they are not gonna talk like this. That's why this is a real process, because also my place as an artist is to be like 100 transparent and 100 like, I don't want to put words on the mouth. I don't want to like, everything is authentic, you know. I don't know if I explain it right, but never mind.
So through these different projects, we're following different fictional and also real characters who are growing up towards reaching that moment of asking the girl to marry them, right?
Yeah. This is like, so the big story is like, so as I said, different teenagers, but in the story is like one. So no, Halal Academy is a school that welcomes young teenagers from like 15, 16 that got their head broke. And so we are like, this is a fictive story. In this school, we are like helping them to, as I said, regain trust in girls, in love, and in themselves. And so they came, they are heartbroken, and then we reconstruct them. And then they have to do all these things to grow up as a man. And then they're gonna meet a girl after they gain all the confidence, they're gonna meet a girl, they're gonna go out with her, and then they're gonna marry her. And so it's like a 15, 20 age, I don't know how to say, but it's like this is the more important part of the life, because this is like the transition between a teenager and a man. So yeah.
And so you're also like, I think Adeline, your microphone is stop.
Sorry, yeah, we already we have some reactions from the chat, and some of our guests want to see a video extract. So
okay.
I don't know if you wanted to see it, to show it right now or later on.
I can show the trailer of the film that I did for Manifesta.
Yeah. So Carnelito, huh?
Carnelito full option. Yes.
Option. Yeah, Carnelito full option.
Okay. Let's go. They are English subtitles. Let's go.
En l'an 2020, un nouveau jeu télévisé inédit voit le jour, Carnelito full option. Le jeu Carnelito full option a été conçu afin de dénicher le gadget idéal parmi 5 prétendants âgés de 15 à 17 ans. Ces 5 candidats sont transférés en isolement dans une arène où ils seront filmés grâce à un dispositif multicaméra intégré. Durant 24 heures, ils vont devoir s'affronter lors d'une série d'épreuves pensées et élaborées en s'appuyant sur le prototype du gadget idéal sous le regard avisé d'un panel de 100 gadgets qui auront le pouvoir d'élire le Carnelito full option.
This is the trailer of Carnelito full option. And
maybe while you're looking for what you're looking for, I can say that the shape you're seeing is the stadium in Marseille. And as you might know, Marseille is a city that most of the people come from elsewhere. It's a city that has like a lot of different communities. And people like, as far as stereotype, Sarah, people always say that, and maybe it's a bit true, that like in the stadium, because of soccer, that's where the differences are not like separating people anymore. And people say like in Marseille, you become Marseillais when you go to the stadium, right?
yes. No, that's right. But yeah, I use it for another reason actually. So okay, I'm gonna show you. There's some stills and some screen for my mood board for the project, so I'm gonna explain it. So yeah, the Velodrome Stadium is like a symbol of Marseille, obviously. And as I said, when I came to Marseille, I really wanted to work on Marseille. And everything that it's related to it. So I wanted to work with like symbols of the city. I wanted to work with people living in Marseille. I wanted to work with like, yeah, to really like create stories based on and related to the city I'm living right now. And so the Velodrome Stadium is like really well known, and there's a stadium where there is obviously match, so soccer, rugby, football and rugby, but also music shows, so concerts. And the thing is that I wanted to imagine another function of the stadium. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do like a game. It was really inspired by Hunger Games. So I'm gonna imagine a game, and where it's happening is in this stadium. So it will be like, the story is that maybe it can be like a game that will be like repetitive, like maybe every 2 years the game will happen again in the stadium. So to like, yeah, to add a new story to this huge symbol of Marseille. And so you can see like on the mood board, so Carnelito full option, I'm gonna explain what it is. It's a TV show, so that take the form of a game show. So the story is that 5 teenage boys are sent in this arena, which is the Velodrome Stadium, and they're gonna have to fight and to battle during trials to find the perfect man, the perfect guy. So there's 5 trials, and each trial is based on how teenage girls described the perfect ideal boyfriend. So it's obviously talking about everything that that we put on this guy. You gotta be like handsome, obviously. You gotta be like romantic, intelligent, funny. You gotta have money. You have to pay for my dinner. You have to pay. And this is really based on how girls describe the perfect boyfriend on social media. So it's not like some 100% real. It's just like what's yeah. Anyways, so they have to fight during this trial until there is one left, which is like the Carnalito full option, which is like the name for the ideal man, the one that did everything, the perfect man. And so this is like the inspiration. So I don't know if you know this movie Battle Royale. So this Battle Royale, obviously, and Hunger Games. And so this is the stadium. We shoot after the quarantine. So it was like the empty stadium, and they were all this like tifo. So like what you can see here, left from like the previous matches. So I was really happy with this because in Maroc there's like this sci-fi, futuristic, sometimes dystopic feels and sensation. So with this empty stadium, with all this like remains for the past life of the stadium, I was really happy. It was like the greatest like decor I could wish for. And so these are the teenager. And so those teenagers, they are 5. They are aged, as I said in the trailer, 15, 17. Now one of them is 18. And so they are a group of guys that are in it's called Centre Éducatif Fermé. So Centre Éducatif Fermé is like an alternative for detention. So I'm gonna explain it right, I hope so. These are boys that got sent to jail and then sent to this center. So they spent 6 months in this center. The thing is that they are being like how do you say, jugé? Judged for things that they done, that they did, and then they put them in this center for 6 months. It's all about like reinsertion. They have classes, they have all activities, and it's like they are teenagers. So it's like, okay, we're gonna help you for the when you're going to be released to like have your life back and everything back all together.
Yeah, it's a youth detention center.
Yeah, but it's not like it's not jail.
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's for youth, so the minors go to the centers.
It's not juvenile detention. It's not a jail. It's really like a center. It's not a jail. They can go during the weekend and everything. It's really not like juvenile detention. It's a center, and I think it's something really specific to France. So it's really difficult to explain what it actually is, but so yeah. So they are teenagers with a lot of stigmas, obviously, and I wanted to work with them because this type of structure is really interesting in how it works. So they are teenagers from like the area, so not from Marseille, but from city next to Marseille. Actually, there's one from the north. I don't know why he was sent in Marseille, but anyways, one is from Toulon, Miramas. So this is city from near Marseille, and they are all bring there for 6 months. And so there's always like people coming, people going, people coming, people going, people coming. And so there's the thing where each one of them has his own room. But so at night they're alone, but during the rest of the day, they are always all together. And there is something created in them between like the isolation and the solitude and having to be in a group. So having to create connections, having to talk with them, because it's 6 months. So you can talk to no one during 6 months. So yeah, it really created something in them. And also there is the thing where, from my point of view, they are really being like infantilized in the center. So it's like, food, you have to eat. Wake up, you gotta wake up. You know, it's like, so they're really being re-put to like the stage of like being teenager. But if they are here, it's because they did something that a teenager is not supposed to do, you know. So this is like, sometimes I was like, how do you feel, like a teenager or like a man? And everyone was like, I feel like a man. So it was really interesting how for themselves they were men because of their history, because of their past, because of their lives. And then in the center, it's like, you have to eat it, you know. It's something interesting that they are and that they live during the 6 months. So that's why I wanted to work with them. And so these are stills from the film. And so, as I said, there is like a lot of trial. This is like a mood board screen. So they think during the film that it begins with like all the body. Like it's the first trial is like a training trial. So it's like all body, close up on body parts, and they don't talk a lot. It's just like breathing, and so it's a bit like animalistic. And I wanted to reproduce how they are being viewed by public, like animals. And so this is the beginning of the film. It's like training trial, body, breathing, and that's it. So there's like no identity, nothing. And then the second trial is like the more intimate one. So this is like the
one already shows like you already kind of getting us there as viewers, because one says, oh my God, I'm gonna have an asthma attack. So they're already fragile. You start showing that. Yeah.
I during the editing, there's like I think there's only like 3 sentences. So the first one is beast, that one guy said to the other beast, like, wow, you're beast. And then the second one is like, I'm gonna have an asthma attack. So yeah, the fragility. And then also I really keep one, this is like the first one, I think is like same as in jail. It's how we do pumps, you know, with like his feet crossed. And one of them say, oh, you do it like in jail. And this is like the first thing that, one of the first things, so I want people to say, okay, what is he talking about jail? Because you don't know. At any time, you don't know where they came from. I'm telling you because this is the story of how it was shot, but at no moment in the introduction or anything, I said they are teenager from a juvenile center.
Yes,
so for the...
Can we go through the other trials, Sarah?
Yeah.
Because time is running and we still have 5 minutes.
Oh yeah. Oh.
And, yeah.
So this is like the poem writing trial. So this is like the more intimate one. And so I gave them word and they have to write a poem with this. So this is like really intimate because we can see what they are writing on their phones with GoPro. So it's like really like another point of view. And also this is like the confessional part. So during this trial, there's like the confessional part, same as TV reality show. So I just put like a camera, I was there and then I was like, okay, tell me whatever you want me to tell. And so they start talking about love and they start talking about, okay, I'm with my girlfriend since 1 year. I really like, I want to marry her. And one is like, I don't know what love is. And one is like, I was with a girl and I messed up and now I felt really lonely. And so, you know, they are all telling their story and their relationship with love, which is like we are from like the training sport, and then the writing poem is like really clash because you really go in them, really go in depth, you really go in the sensibility, you know. And then the French tacos. So as I said, I really work with like symbol from France and from this culture. And this tacos it's like a French tacos. So it's typical from France. And I wanted to, it's something that all French people and mostly all French people eat. And this is like a trio with French tacos. And then same, the haircut is something really important in these teenagers. So the two finalists have the chance to have like an haircut. So this is the haircut sequences, and this guy is from a really famous barber shop from Marseille. Mm-hmm. Again, a symbol.
That's a final trial.
That's a final trial, yeah.
Thank you very much, Sara. So we are coming to the end of this talk, and so I don't know if there are more questions, but it's very interesting to go into your work to discover the focus on teenagers, your aesthetic of social media, the collaborative work that is really important, also the poetic side also of your work, the science fiction appearance, the 3D animations. There is also another part in your work that is important, is the performance. Maybe you can say a few words about your performances in general.
The performance I make is like, so as I said, with teenage boys. So again, they are boys that I just met in the street, or that I really want to work with them because they are in a social center or they live in my neighborhood or something like this. The performance is, everything is really different. So like, for example, the next one is like a wedding that I'm going to create. So it's going to be like a reproduction of a wedding. And so they will be like, in all the performances, there's all these monologues, all like, so it's like inner voices. So it's everything that the performer, so the teenager think, but never tell. And during the performance, they are like talking to themselves out loud. So it's really like saying out loud what there is on their mind. This is like what I want to do with my performance.
Okay, and what are your upcoming projects for next year?
So I have like in February, there's like the third part of this project in Triangle Astéroïde, which is like a video game where we followed this guy who is going to ask the end of his girlfriend. And then also I will be like, this project ends at CAC Bretigny in April. And this is where the wedding performance will take place. Yeah. Yeah. And it's going to be a solo show and based on all this huge project. And also I'm going to be part of Hôtel Sara, which takes place in Magasins Généraux in Pantin, near Paris, in June. And
right. Yeah, great projects you're having so soon. So thank you very much, Sara, for this great presentation. Thank you, Céline. Thank you so much. And so this is the end of this talk. So I'm happy to invite you to the next one that will take place at 2:30 with Nicolas Floch in conversation with Pascal Neveu, so from director of FRAC PACA. So see you later then, yeah? Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.